Hey guys, this is Amit and you're watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between Poco X3 Pro versus Realme X7 and we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips and about the prices. And in the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, X3 Pro have quad camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor, whereas X7 Pro have triple camera setup, 64 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera and 2 megapixel of macro camera. So the winner here is X7 because it have better camera sensor which can take great photos. And about the front camera of the devices, X3 Pro have 20 megapixel of wide camera and X7 have 16 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have 20 megapixel of wide camera which can take low noisy photos in low light condition. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. X3 Pro have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas X7 have LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, X3 Pro can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 240 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization, whereas X7 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps and Full HD video max at 120 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can record in high fps. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. X3 Pro have Android 11 support, on the other side X7 also have Android 11 support. So again it's a tie. And about the user interface of the devices, X3 Pro have MIUI specially designed for Poco, whereas X7 have Realme UI. So it's a tie here because both of the user interface have different UI. So it's up to you which UI you like it or not, it's up to you. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. X3 Pro is powered by Snapdragon 860 based on 7nm processor and X7 is powered by Dimensity 800U based on 7nm processor. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have faster processing speed. And about the GPU of the devices, X3 Pro is packed with Adreno 640 whereas X7 is also packed with Mali G57. So the winner here is X3 Pro because X3 Pro can give you more FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. X3 Pro can clock at 2.96 GHz based on octa-core Creo chipset, whereas X7 can clock at 2.4 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, X3 Pro have two RAM variants, 6 and 8 GB of RAM variants, whereas X7 have two options, 6 and 8. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have high speed of RAM. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. X3 Pro comes with two options, 128 and 256, whereas X7 have only one option, 128 GB. So clearly the winner here is X3 Pro because it have faster read and write speed. And about the external card slot option of the devices, X3 Pro have external card slot but it uses 8 SIM slot, whereas X7 did not have any. So the winner here is X3 Pro. Moving to the display features of the devices. Let's start with the display size of the devices. X3 Pro have 6.67 inches of display, whereas X7 have 6.4 inches of display. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have bigger display size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, X3 Pro have approx 84.6%, whereas X7 have 82.6%. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have higher ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. X3 Pro comes with Full HD display, whereas X7 have Full HD display too. So it's a tie here. And about the display type of the devices, X3 Pro have IPS LCD display having 120Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 support, whereas X7 have Super AMOLED display. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have 120Hz of refresh rate, which can increase your viewing experience in watching content and playing games. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. X3 Pro have 9.4 mm of thickness, whereas X7 have 8.1 mm of thickness. So the winner here is X7 because it have slimmer body design. Talking about the weight of the devices, X3 Pro comes with 215 grams of weight, whereas X7 have 176 grams of weight. So the winner here is X7 because of lighter body weight it have. And about the protective glass of the devices, X3 Pro have Gorilla Glass 6, whereas X7 have Gorilla Glass 3 Plus. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have newer generation of glass which is more durable than its older generation. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. X3 Pro have glass back with plastic frame, whereas X7 have plastic back with plastic frame. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have solid build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, So it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices. Let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. X3 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner, and the other side X7 have under display fingerprint scanner. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have faster scanner. And about the sensors in the devices, X3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas X7 also have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass. So again it's a tie. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. X3 Pro have 5160 mAh of battery, whereas X7 have massive 4310 mAh of battery capacity. So without a doubt, the winner here is X3 because it have bigger battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. X3 Pro have 33 watts of fast charging, whereas X7 have 50 watts of fast charging. So the clear winner here is X7 because it have faster charging speed, which can charge your device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. X3 Pro comes with stereo speakers, whereas X7 also have stereo speakers. So in case it's a tie because both of the devices can produce immersive sound. And about the headphone jack of the devices, X3 Pro have 3.5mm of headphone jack, whereas X7 did not have any. So the winner here is X3 Pro. Moving to the communication chips in the devices. Starting with the W line of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot. So it's a tie. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, X3 Pro have 5th generation of Bluetooth, whereas X7 have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth. So the winner here is X7 because it have newer generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. X3 Pro have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS, whereas X7 have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS. So the winner here is X7 because it have QGIS chip. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, both of the devices have second gen of Type-C connector with OTG support, so it's a tie. Moving to the price of the devices. In the international market, X3 Pro is available from $220, whereas X7 is available from $250. In the Indian market, X3 have starting range from 17,500 rupees, whereas X7 is available from 18,000 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera the winner is X3 Pro, in the performance the winner is X3 Pro, in the display the winner is X3 Pro, in the body segment the winner is X7, in the features of the devices it's a tie, in the communication chips it's a tie, and about the prices the winner is X3 Pro. So the decision is totally yours. Which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below. What do you think, which device is better for you? So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what's your thought in the comment below. If you are watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.